Real Nerds is a proud partner of the Denver Podcast Network. In the shadow of the mountains,
we speak.
Hi, my name is Paul Caroli, and I host a podcast called Changing Denver. It's a monthly show about our city's physical spaces, how we make them, and how they make us. But it's so much more than that. It's the conversations, ideas, and stories that define Denver's perpetual state of flux. Find more from our team at changingdenver.com and join the conversation on Twitter at changingdenver. Denver's changing. We can help.
Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
My name is Henry Jarvis, and you're listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
That's pretty
Very good.
That's awesome.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the Real Nerds Podcast. Unofficially, the official podcast. I'm not even going to start over. You're going to have to keep that in there.
We've been doing that to each other, each of the episodes for the past 6 weeks. It's great.
I know, it's been really funny. You stick to the producing, I'll stick to the jokes. We need things that are funny, not marginally only things people get.
Yeah, don't be like me.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast. Unofficially, the official podcast.
Oh, he's off his game.
Oh, shit.
Can you record this episode, Ryan?
I can't. I'm sorry, I don't understand what this means.
For people watching at home.
For the people listening at home, we just did air quotes. I guess we should really start the show. Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2018 and beyond. I am Ryan. With me is
Zach
and
Brad.
And every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week we saw Annihilation. Do you have to? You kind of have to say it like, because you can't say Annihilation.
Annihilation.
Weird.
For their Criterion version.
Annihilation.
Annihilation.
I like that comment on Instagram, the Nihilati.
His ticket stub, it printed out to Annihilati. I was like, the Annihilati owns all the banks in Hollywood.
Yes. That's an Illuminati joke. Anybody listening? Hello?
The Illuminati is.
Yes.
They listen to everything.
So Scientology is listening. Oh, that'd be sweet if we get Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise come on our show. He does great interviews. You should listen to his interview on the Nerdist podcast. It's awesome.
He's really passionate about his craft.
He is.
I cannot wait for Mission Impossible 6.
Mission Impossible Fallout. I don't
That's
know.
right,
I don't know
Fallout.
Mission Impossible 6. I don't know what that is.
Sorry. Fallout.
So every episode we do talk about the movie. We play the trailer and then we spoil the movie. So make sure if you want to see the movie, listen to what we have to say about it. And then if you haven't seen it, stop and then come back and listen to our thoughts and you can share yours. We do have an email account, realnerds@gmail.com. You can email us about anything. I mean, Zach's looking for some Viagra. Mm-hmm. Brad's looking for...
Wait, why would I be looking for it when I have no use for it right now?
There's always a use for Viagra.
That is true. I can sell it on the black market.
He likes to get hard and then drag his dick along the wall.
And he needs
chip
it for
the paint
4
off.
hours.
Yeah.
Because 15, 20 minutes just isn't cutting it.
Those aren't dog print scratches on the door. That's his dick.
Well, which reminds me of that 40-year-old virgin joke where he calls the guy on the phone and goes like, yeah, it's been lasting for more than 4 hours. Sir, when did you take the drug? I didn't take the drug. oh, okay, sir. Having that awkward conversation about it. It's an erection thing.
That doesn't sound like that quote from that movie. Are you getting it right?
He's on the phone when after he tried to have sex, couldn't, and he thinks that he has to call if you've had an erection for more than 4 hours.
I don't remember that. I haven't seen that movie in a while, but I love that movie.
It's a good film.
Maybe that's like a bonus,
maybe
on
like
on DVD,
yeah.
like an extra scene.
It might be on the unrated
because
version.
I don't remember it at all. But I haven't seen the movie. Because now, want to know how I know you're gay is like you can't really do that anymore, can you? That movie's what, 12 years old?
That's
like people won't
11
remember?
now, but
11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Well, no,
Never had a sequel. Yeah.
Did you have a bumper sticker that says
you like Coldplay?
you like Coldplay? Remember when Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen were just supporting characters?
Those were odd.
Dude,
times.
we're old.
Yeah, we are.
You know, you feel old when you're you go back and say, "Oh man, remember when Spider-Man came out 15 fucking years ago, and I was still driving to see the movie?" Or you have like a CD and you put it in, like, "Oh, this is awesome," and then you realize you bought that CD in 1998.
That's called time travel for me.
Yeah, because I've been reminiscing with my friend Joe, who's been on the show a few times. I lost my stunt CD. It's a Bare Naked Ladies CD. And I remember I got into it in 1998 when I was in high school, and that was my second concert I ever went to was Bare Naked Ladies. I went to Rod Stewart that summer, then the Bare Naked Ladies were a little bit later at Fiddler's Green. And now this year, I think this is going to be the 18th time I've seen them. The cool thing about the Bare Naked Ladies, they actually tour almost every year, and they always come to Red Rocks or somewhere. So last year they were at the Greeley Stampede, which was weird, but I got front row seats for that because...
that was my first concert. Hugh Lewis News. Greeley Stampede, yeah.
Did they do the Greeley Stampede? They get some weird bands there.
It was 99, but yeah.
Not like us weird, I guess, that don't really fit the bill. You know? Because what's country about Huey Lewis?
Well, I mean, the song, Sometimes the Heart of Rock and Roll, or...
I guess so, yeah.
There's Honky Tonk Blues is really...
I guess so, yeah.
And they're more of a bluesy bar band now than they were in the 80s. So.
I'd love them to do just like an a cappella CD.
And Garth Brooks covered what song? Working for a Living.
Yeah. With Huey Lewis. Huey Lewis plays the harmonica on it.
Yeah. So, yeah, they have country connections.
Yeah, I guess so. But I guess, too, it's more of like, I guess the Greeley Stampede doesn't have to be country. I guess it's more of just...
Like a city celebration.
Yeah,
thing,
city.
Yeah.
It's more of like a county fair, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was really lucky because, you know, of my job, sometimes I don't know if I can go to concerts. It sucks. So that day I bought like a general admission ticket. And like normally I don't like them, but then when I was looking at the layout of the stadium, the paid seats were like behind the general admission. And I remember when I went to the Cheyenne Frontier Days to see Kiss with my wife, it was the same thing. So we just showed up really early and we got like the third row there. So for Bare Naked Ladies, I got there like 2 hours before the concert. I was like, whatever, I'm just going to go like mosey around. And then I saw that the general admission gate was open. And so I gave him my ticket. I walked in, I was the first one in there. So I like got like front row and have some awesome pictures from it so yeah. And this year I'm seeing him at Red Rock. So it's, I guess the point of my story is you just realize like you think you're young, but you're really not anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and like time goes by so fast.
Timothy Chalamet is like doing interviews where he's like, "The Dark Knight inspired me to get into acting." Like, you're 21. You saw that when you were 11. I was 16, man. Fuck off.
I know. Dark Knight's 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2. Like,
I know. Iron Man's 10 years on May 2nd, I think.
Also, Tropic Thunder, which we were just talking about things you might not be able to do anymore. I don't know if there's some stuff you could get away with anymore.
I think you could. I think you have to have the right actor, and I think Robert Downey Jr. is the right actor for that kind of thing.
It's not even that. I'm more referring to like stuff like the Satan's Alley stuff. Like, or like there's some jokes that I feel like...
I'd say wearing blackface was worse than the Satan's Alley thing.
Well, I was watching
But there's like a reason for it in the character. Like, it's... I don't know.
And sometimes you just don't realize when you're younger. I got the Looney Tune Platinums on Blu-ray, and I have 150 cartoons, so sometimes it takes me a while to get through them. And I knew about it, but then you like have to be reminded of stuff. And Bosco, their first like star, was like a black-faced.
It's a minstrel character, yeah.
You're like, whoa, this is really racist.
Mm-hmm.
And
because you've seen the interviews with Friz Freleng where he's just like, we're trying to copy Mickey.
Well, that, and you also, when you listen, there's a commentary on it from a film historian. I forget who it is, but they were just doing Al Jolson. Mm-hmm. And I mean, back then it's accepted, and now you just look at it like, whoa, this is like super insensitive. But what do we know?
It's so weird.
I'll talk about it too. In one of the Porky Pig cartoons I watched, because I watched so many of them, I forgot this one because my little boy wanted to watch Porky Pig. I'm like, wow. We'll talk about it when we've been watching. But this is Going Around Town with Brad. And Brad has a cool story about going around town. Last night, when you were about and around town, there was this poor woman who wanted to cross the street. And instead of helping her, Brad just pushed her out into traffic, and I saw alert for it when I was driving up, so they're looking for you.
I got in my car, and I pushed her into traffic, and then got back in my car and drove
Yep.
away.
Yep. And he
I'm a
said,
prick.
tuck and roll, Grandma, tuck and roll.
That's my moral hero right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I brought it down this time for some weird, dark story.
You know, those boomers are trashing us way too much, so I feel justified in my actions.
Yep.
Hey, film buddies, follow me around Denver.
All right, Midnight at the Esquire this week is The Never-Ending Story. So if you want to sit in the movie theater for the rest of your life...
You're a little heavy,
That was
buddy.
a funny joke, Brad.
What? I was laughing.
No, I'd say it is a slow burn joke.
Oh, okay.
If you want to sit in the theater for the rest of your life, because it's the never-ending story. I'm explaining it to people who didn't get it the first time.
I thought you were talking about your joke. Okay, yeah.
No, your joke was better than mine.
It's okay. But yeah, Peter Griffin's awesome.
You're a little heavy, buddy.
We're going down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then March 9th and 10th the following week is Cowboy Bebop, the movie. So it's in Japanese with English subtitles. So if you feel like reading...
At midnight? No. Good.
But it's the pure way, Zach,
Yeah, but-
to watch anime.
But sometimes you get stuff like The Wind Rises and Emily Blunt voices a character, and it's really great. God, I love that woman.
Don't tell John Krasinski.
He'll you see him now, like in the like Jack Ryan
Yeah,
trailers.
he'll
He's
snap
like
your neck.
he's like ripped. I'm like, holy shit, what a handsome devil that guy is.
Mm-hmm.
He was handsome before, but now he's like jacked handsome. Before he was like goofy, Jim handsome.
He's somewhere in the middle for A Quiet Place where he's got like a hobo beard.
Yeah. And every once in a while, he receives a fax from future Dwight. Dwight, don't drink the coffee. Someone points us at 8 a.m.
Jim, did you send Dwight on a quest for the Holy Grail? No. Oh, wait, I did.
Actually, I think my favorite prank is Asian Jim.
Yeah.
Because the guy comes and is like, oh, you didn't see race. I'm proud of you, Dwight. This is Jim. And it's a picture of it, dude.
What? Let's see what else. The third Thursday of since it's almost March is EFP Emerging Filmmakers Project. So check that out. $5 Bug Theater, and then Open Screen Night returns. God, is this thing working? Sounds like it just died. Hang on.
Hello.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, the mic's working.
It's just you.
It just sounded like maybe my ears are just failing. March 27th, Open Screen Night returns, and
Nice.
the Real Nerds have thrown in another $50 to Amazon to encourage you to make a 2 to 10 minute video based around their theme for this month, which is the Wild West. And if you can include the line, "This town ain't big enough for the both of us," then you have a chance to win that gift card.
And it's two penises fighting. And if the two penises can say it, that's
it's a cockfight.
It's a fuck. Copyright Road Scott.
I'm not writing that script.
Are we making a movie where two penises fight each other?
And we're calling it cockfight.
All right, I'll get working on the poster then. It should be like two penises
So,
with.
so it should have two penises
the
with like
cock-
night helmets on,
and the Kung Pao like eyes, like
Yes!
some guys, yeah.
and like knights from like the Renaissance period on the mushroom heads. It just writes
Summer.
itself.
2019.
Cockfight. When one town has a big cock, there's not room for another one. One of them has to get the shaft. I'm just picturing two animated penises fighting.
I know, but it's like it's like the Old West town, so they're
Yep.
directly opposite each other, and then the shoot has them
So-
jizzing on each other.
That and instead of tumbleweed, it's just pubic hairs rolling through town. We
open
have
my
a
checkbook
problem,
now.
and I'm really sorry to everyone we just offended.
No,
where
fuck
was
them. I'm
I?
gonna open up my checkbook. How much do you guys want?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make it blank. Here you go.
I expect that poster this week, Brad.
Oh, man.
No, I don't want the poster. I just want like the scene of like the Old West town and two dicks squaring off. It's called Cockfight.
Jizz.
Where was I?
Emerging
Screen Night?
Filmmakers Project.
Yeah, no,
Like
we did
real
that one.
stuff.
Open screen night, sorry.
Open Screen
Screen
Night.
Night.
Yeah, what else? Yeah, $5. Also, the Bug Theater, March 27th. Check it out. And there will also have another game for that show. So, yep. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Awesome. We see movies at the Alamo Draft House. This is what's playing at the Alamo Draft House this week.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Kevin Smith.
Hi, I'm Leonard Maltin.
Hi, I'm Mark Hamill.
Hi, I'm Elijah Wood.
This is Seth Rogen.
I'm Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
I'm Martin Starr.
Welcome to the Alamo Draft House.
Of course, you can go see good old Black Panthers. Anyone seen that yet?
Oh, yeah, if you haven't, you're lame.
Tomorrow, which is Monday, if this goes up, I don't know. Big Trouble in Little China is playing.
At Sloan's? Or
yeah.
no, at Littleton.
No, I think it's at Sloan's. How about I try that this way? For some reason, we keep on getting... it's at Littleton, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you can catch it at 3 times. In a Lonely Place, High School Confidential is playing with Jane Mansfield.
There's a documentary on her I want to see soon.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah.
You can also, on Tuesday, go see Ricky O, The Story of Ricky, which is like that super gory... Like, if you ever go to the Alamo on the pre-show and you see, like, people kung fu fighting and there's, like, blood and guts and heads being ripped off, that's what it's from. And Shaft is also playing at Littleton.
Shut your mouth.
The original, not the new one.
I can dig it.
Golden Exits is playing at Sloan's Lake. I don't know what that is.
It's like a new Emily Browning movie. It's like a very limited release for them.
Anti-Porno is also playing.
That's a Japanese movie.
It is, and it's like looks like it's some sort of bondage thing. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
But it says it's anti-porno.
Yes. Docu West, Evolution of a Criminal, is playing at Sloan's Lake on Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
That actually looked really good if you read the description of it.
Heathers is also playing at Littleton. It's an interactive celebration. Oh, sorry, guys. Sold out. I guess it's a really big movie. I never really got into it. I think it's okay, but a lot of people love it.
I've never seen it, so.
It's all right. The Graveyard Shift, which is goofy like horror films, is Death Weekend. That's also at Littleton.
That's how James and Henry and I saw Psycho 2. The Graveyard Shift.
One of the Academy Award nominations for Best Animated Film, The Breadwinner, is playing at Littleton at 7:30 on Thursday. Mm-hmm. Looks cute. Yep. A Fantastic Woman is a poignant story of one of transgender women's love and loss. And that's the next Draft House recommends, so you can check that out at Sloan's Lake. Golden Dragon Film Festival opening night reception is at Sloan's Lake on Friday. And they're also showing a film called Split at 6:30. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension is playing at Littleton at 7:30 on Friday, and The Road Warrior is playing at 9:30.
I haven't seen Bonsai, so I might check that out.
I know. I keep on meaning to get the Shout Factory one because they're releasing it in the Steelbook coming up. I might get that. On Saturday at Littleton, they're showing War Games, which is, of course, is Matthew Broderick.
Do you want to play a game?
The Fugitive is also playing, along with the Iron Giant at Littleton on Saturday.
The Harrison Ford, The Fugitive?
Yep, Harrison Ford at 4 o'clock.
I didn't see it, Ryan. I don't care.
I don't care.
Nah, that movie's great. Wait, is it playing right next to the Iron Giant, or is that was just another one? That'd be a weird double bill.
No, it's a different one. That'd be actually an interesting one. So the rest of the weekend at Sloan's Lake, make sure you check. They're doing the Colorado Dragon Film Festival, so it's going to be a lot of films from China. So yeah, they have a lot of those going on. And lastly, on Sunday, just make sure you check the Sloan's Lake website for more of the Dragon Film Festival. And they also have Do the Right Thing is playing at 6 o'clock.
I think they're also doing an Oscar party of some kind, or an Oscar red carpet thing.
And if you're feeling really 80s, Sunday at Littleton, they're playing Say Anything with John Cusack. Was that his first really big movie?
Yeah, he uses a boombox in that movie. So outdated.
But still cool. I wonder what's happening in the world of movies in a segment I call Real News.
It's real news.
Zach, your Powerade Zero looks like piss.
Yeah.
What flavor is that?
Orange.
Oh, see, I set you up for a joke and you didn't even do it.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's delicious. It's a little salty and a little bitter, but
Well
anyway.
played, sir.
Anyway, on the news, Cinemark is banning large bags from theaters, which seems like they should have done that 6 years ago when something happened at one of their theaters. But regardless, they're doing it now. So if you wanted to bring a 12
Popcorn.
something larger than 12 by 12 by 6, tough luck. But
Who's bringing bags larger than that to begin with?
Well,
12
outside of
inches?
the assholes.
I guess me. Cause
Yeah, you. You bring your camera with you. Fuck. Do you go to Cinemarks?
no.
Yeah.
I think the only one we'd be going to would be
Belmar.
the Aurora one, or
Well-
yeah. So
Yeah, well, one of my goals this year is to see a movie in each Denver theater, so I would have to see one in. Fuck.
I would never see one in Cinemark. I hate Cinemark because they perpetuate bad movie goers, so I don't like them.
I know.
Yep.
But this one time.
Make sure you go
Go
to
to school.
matinee, like when
Oh, yeah.
school's in,
Yeah, when it's like $4 or something.
and when
Well.
school's in.
There'll still be shitty seniors there.
That's true. We'll get into that. I'll talk about that later.
What's The Rock doing? In the more film-related news, though, Joss Whedon will not be directing Batgirl after
What?
all.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
Me and Andrew talked about that a lot.
Even though, I mean, we were kind of excited.
No,
for it,
I
though,
was
at one
excited
point.
for him to do it, but I also knew that it wouldn't happen because I don't know.
Well, there was a lot of things going on in DC World the past couple of weeks. Like, apparently, it was official. Apparently, somebody revealed that Snyder was fired. It wasn't a let go thing. He was fired, but he was.
They don't know what they're doing. I always thought it'd be interesting if you put her in Gotham City Sirens and have her fight Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman, and just kind of have like an all-star female like cast. Because in the animated series, Batgirl was in a lot of episodes with Harvey and Ivy, and so you could just adapt one of those. Really,
What happened? How's David Ayer's Gotham City Sirens movie going?
no one knows because they don't. So Warner Brothers keeps on revising their schedule. So they're supposed to shoot the Joker origin story this summer.
And it's not even related to this universe thing.
Yeah, and they're still shooting Suicide Squad 2 with Leto's Joker, but they want to use some other dude for the Joker origin story, which is fine if it's going to be like a mobster movie and the Joker doesn't really play a part until the end and he's the Red Hood or something. But they don't know what they're doing, and I think it's going to come back and bite them.
It's already biting them, but they're in denial. But anyway.
So yeah, that makes me sad though, because I love Joss Whedon and I love Batgirl.
On the plus side, it gives like a female director a chance to.
Yeah, and I mean, if they could find a voice though that works, because the thing that makes Barbara Gordon special is, yeah, she trains like Batman, but she's also smarter than Batman. You know, she's the Oracle. She's the one who has the photographic memory. She can remember things. So if they play up that angle, then I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know she had a photographic memory.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that he might be working on now, though, is a historical fiction horror film set during World War II. So that'd be cool from Joss.
Yeah, I mean, he can pretty much do what he wants. He's also, I just read that he's going to be writing the Buffy comic again, and Georges Jonti is going to be back on board. So hopefully he comes to Denver Comic-Con. I can talk to him about it, because he's always said, and my favorite thing about Denver Comic-Con is actually my friendship I've gotten through George's, because he's always really nice, and he's always said that Joss Whedon is like his artist, and so that I read that, it's like, oh, the only way Joss would come back is if George's was drawing, and so they did that, and it'd be great to talk to him.
Nice.
He's a nice man.
Yeah, he's You can check him out, I believe, in Real Nerds Pod Show's season
1, episode 6.
Yeah.
He's in there.
Yep.
And we do have an interview with him from last year's Denver Comic Con. They'll have to resend to you because we had a problem with our hard drive. I'll do that. I can do it right now so I don't forget.
But something that is not dead that I thought was very, very dead, the Dark Tower TV series is landing at Amazon. So if you did see the Dark Tower movie and were angry about it, maybe you can give this a shot. If you were smart and avoided it, then maybe you'll have better reaction to this. I don't know. I didn't like that movie, so I'm kind of like meh on a TV series of it. I do have all the books, though. A friend of mine from the old View Askew board sent me the entire series because he thought I would love it. So I need to pay him back the favor and read those books, see what I think of them. And they're in a nice little shelf, too. It's really nice. HBO's got a new show coming out called Barry with Bill Hader playing a hitman who gets bitten by the acting bug, and we got a trailer for it. And actually, it looks pretty fun. I'm excited for it. I love Bill Hader, so I'm always down to see him get some.
He does a lot of things that you're not aware of, like he's a staff writer for South Park. And,
yeah. So this will be nice to see him get some camera time again. A Flamin' Hot Cheetos movie is coming to save cinema, according to all reports, but it is not like a emoji movie of any kind. It's actually about the guy who created Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and he was a former janitor at the Frito-Lay factory.
That's like a big thing now. People have been using those to like cook with, and so I always thought like maybe making a panko like Flamin' Hot Cheetos thing and like putting it in pork chops and baking it would probably be pretty good.
No,
because I do like Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
According to this, the creation of it like changed the trajectory of the snack food industry. Which I would guess it means like now we get flavored everything, you know?
Cheetos is like one of the earliest snack foods, like chips wise, and they merged with Frito-Lay as like one of the. I think there's a documentary coming out about the guy who invented Cheetos too.
The original Cheetos are the puffy ones.
No, the crunchy ones are original.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it used to.
Please tell me the documentary is called Dangerously Cheesy.
That'd be awesome.
Inside Chester Cheetah.
Well, because Fritos and Cheetos were like really like the first really big snack foods.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Super Nintendo game called Dangerously Cheesy.
Yeah,
the Chester
Cheetah
game. Yeah, I saw it at Game Force last night.
Wow,
I should have
Is
got
it expensive?
I think it was $10.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
I always wanted to play the Porky Pig one. I heard it's really easy.
I think I was there too.
Porky Pig Haunted Mansion or something.
Anyway,
sweet. Making a Murderer sequel, Convicting a Murderer, has been announced. So I guess they're not going to do a second season so much as from the different point of view.
I don't think you read the article.
Mm.
Well, the first season took place over 10 years, so
they're still doing a sequel, the second season to it, but they're also doing that one.
Oh, okay.
It's by a different filmmaker.
Oh no, you're right. My bad. I misread it. And
how can you report on the news if you just read the headlines? Millennial. Problem with everybody nowadays.
Here's one that I did read. The live-action Pinocchio is getting Paul King, the guy who directed Paddington, which would be nice because I like.
That's a sweet picture of Pinocchio right there. It's Pinocchio smoking a stogie.
Oh God, I
love Pinocchio.
I do too. Oh, I finally did see that anti-smoking ad you were talking about for Disney, where it shows the Pinocchio clip. Yeah, that is pretty good. It convinced me.
I think my Solidus Amigos came on Saturday. I have to check my mailbox on the way home.
Oh, yeah. I have to
so
talk to
do you think Disney will start going through the catalog to make 4K Blu-rays of all the movies?
I don't know. I don't know how. Here's the thing is, and I'll talk about it when we get to what we've been watching. Actually, I'll save it for that. But I know sometimes the 2D stuff doesn't really translate very well to 4K. Because there's only so much detail and color you can show.
Yeah. And also, they don't really have a vested interest in.
So I got Cars 3 on 4K, and it's fucking amazing.
But that's because there's dimension to that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's already Pixar, so their stuff already looks great on Blu-ray. So I do think the Pixar stuff will all go to 4K.
For like Snow White
and I'll talk about another. So there's a couple 4K things that are like you should show people why you should get 4K. And Cars 3 is one of them. Because just like I can't describe like the sparks and stuff. It sounds really stupid, but like the colors you can see and how it pops off the screen is pretty amazing.
And two more things. Jordan Peele's new movie will be filming this year, which is great. It's going to be another social thriller. He hasn't really said exactly what it's going to be about, but
I'll watch.
Get excited because he made the best movie of last year, and yeah,
debatable.
Well, that didn't feature a Spider-Man.
Well, or Thor.
You just watch. It's gonna win best original screenplay at the Oscars.
I hope it does.
Jump up and down and
I hope it does.
I'm gonna be like, take that, everyone else.
It doesn't matter though.
Yeah, it's true.
It matters to me.
Speaking of the Oscars, though, just before the Oscars are about to commence their ceremonies, The Shape of Water, which is the front runner, finds itself in a bit of a sticky situation. Apparently, they have not one but 2 copyright infringement claims against them. However, the first one, which was comparing it to a film from Norway, an animated film, has been kind of debunked and like kind of clarified by the creators of that film. The other claim, though, is from the son of late Pulitzer Prize playwright Paul Zindel, who wrote a very similar play called Let Me Hear You Whisper. Del Toro's denying that he's ever heard of it. So
I've never heard of it.
This is all coming up right before it's going to win Best Picture
isn't everything inspired by something else?
Smear campaign.
Yeah, it's that's like saying like, oh well, everything Quentin Tarantino ever did is a ripoff of something else. Like, yeah, I get it. So anyway, that is news, guys. Unless I missed anything. Oh yeah, Black Panther made all the money.
Yeah, actually, I was going to talk about how pretty impressive that is for a movie that, I mean, it's a great movie, but a movie you wouldn't expect to make that much money, and it kind of just came out of nowhere, and it's awesome that it's the diversity that people want. Mm-hmm. Just like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman made, I think people were more skeptical about Wonder Woman because it was a DC movie, but then when people saw how great the film is, I mean, it was in my top 10 last year, how great the movie is, then it slowly built steam and ended up making over $400 million. This movie's already made $400 million, and it's pretty amazing to me. Because you're talking about, I mean, Black Panther's a cool character, but if you talk to any comic book people, probably C-level, he's been in comics for over 50 years, and he's a cool character. I'm not diminishing his character, but, I mean, how many people really knew about Black Panther?
I wonder if it's the same. If it has the same thing with Iron Man, where it's like because we don't know a lot about him,
Maybe.
we're a little bit more.
And it's
we
fresh.
don't have
I mean,
an idea in our head already.
I mean, the movie's cool. It does a lot of things that exploit why Wakanda's cool. Mm-hmm. It's the technology of driving a car without driving it. It's there's lots of cool things, and the movie's really well done. And like I said last week, or was last week. The energy in it is awesome, and I think Coogler is really great at delivering energy in his films, no matter what it is. And it can just be 2 people talking. The scene in Creed where Stallone is talking to Creed in the locker room about him dying and not having cancer and stuff it's palpable. You can feel Coogler's talent. He just can do it. He just knows what he's doing, and he deserves everything he's getting right now because he's an amazing filmmaker.
Yep. Anyway, so that is news. And if we want to go ahead and spin on some Blu-rays and some 4K releases, we can.
Is this guy the host of this show?
Are you Brian Frost?
What the fuck is this?
I'm just saying I have the window up now.
So we're not going to do that. You should have it memorized. These are movies coming out on Blu-ray.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
If you want to see Gary Oldman put on jowl makeup and play Winston Churchill, you can in Darkest Hour on...
It's a Darkest Hour!
Does he say that in the movie?
No, but you haven't seen it yet, have you?
No.
I would love some subtitles on that movie at points, because it is kind of hard to understand.
I heard he's great in it, but every time I see previews for it seems like he's like super chewing scenery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But that was Churchill. He was a loud, bombastic man.
He was.
Yeah.
And also a failure before and after World War II. But during World War II, he was great.
There's a great joke of what does that man at number 10 Downing Street do? He's a painter. Anyway, also, Murder on the Orient Express is getting
Nice.
Blu-ray
I
and
wanna see
4K
that.
release. So if you want to see Johnny Depp get stabbed by several celebrities, you can.
Spoilers.
Oh, come on. It's a 70-year-old book. I'm not playing this game. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which I think you would like if you haven't seen it
I
yet.
haven't. I gotta see a lot of movies.
Is coming to Blu-ray and 4K. I went to Walmart today, though, and the DVD is already on their shelves, so shame on you, Walmart. For
You know who does that all the time is Twist and Shout. I've seen stuff that are like 3 weeks early.
Also, the Morgan Freeman, Tommy Lee Jones, Rene Russo old people movie Just Getting Started from the director Bull Durham is on Blu-ray this week.
And I was just getting started with my dear friend. I don't know. That's my Morgan Freeman.
Agent K was my friend.
The tagline is chivalry meets rivalry.
Chivalry meets rivalry in my new movie.
Watch my Geezasploitation movie, which I will definitely be watching.
He's great as Lucius Fox.
3 buttons is a little 90s, Mr. Wayne. Basket Case is coming out from Arrow.
I know. I pre-ordered that. They didn't ship it to me yet. I wonder if it's on back order right now.
That's possible.
I mean, it's a pretty great movie.
I've only heard about it. I've never seen it. So
I'll let you borrow when I get
I'm going to have to check
Just
it out.
remind me.
And we've also got some Warner Archives. Paul Newman is Harper.
I like Paul Newman a lot.
Yeah, from 66. So it's
Handsome devil.
and then also The Drowning Pool, which is from 1975. And yeah, it's got a picture of a hand covering a face. And then Scream Factory is also putting out 7852, how Hitchcock's shower scene, which if you haven't seen it, really good. I recommend you check it out. You will not be disappointed. On the Disney front, I believe Lady and the Tramp's getting its signature collection.
It is, and you're
release.
missing like a really big movie.
Coco is
There you
coming
go.
out on Blu-ray and 4K. No, it's just on the 3rd page. That's why I'm not at it right away. Also, you can get Meet Joe Young, the gorilla movie from the 90s.
Mighty Joe Young?
Mighty Joe Young. No, sorry. Yeah, Meet Joe Young. What am I thinking? what
Joe
was I?
Black?
What was I thinking?
Brad Pitt plays an ape.
We're going to go over there. We're going to eat the bananas. And we're going to like it. And you're going to sit there while I eat them bananas. That's my Brad Pitt. That's all I got. And people couldn't see it because they're just listening to me, but I was like pointing like I had food in my hand whilst talking about getting more food.
Is Cyborg finally coming out this week?
I think no, it's like I think April 27th.
Still wrong. Okay.
Yeah. And then the last thing from Kino Lorber, if you want to see Jane Russell in The Outlaw, you can in 4K restoration of that film, which Howard Hawks
He's a cool
invented a
director.
high dynamic bra for that movie.
His shot, I forgot to mention because I keep on missing weeks, but hey, 3 weeks in a row. Is Only Angels Have Wings. He has an amazing shot in that film. He's a pretty great director.
Yeah, and he produced Scarface, the original
He did.
Scarface. Yeah. So if you want to,
He probably was a horrible person. I don't know anything about him personally.
Howard. Oh no, I meant Howard Hughes. Sorry, not Howard Hawks. Howard Hughes. My bad. No, but still The Outlaw. If you want to see Jane Russell's cleavage, you can.
And who doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, she's amazing. I mean, yeah. And Zero Dark 30 in 4K too. So
Nice. That movie's awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
anyway, that is Blu-rays.
We also watch movies throughout the week in a segment I call Brad, what have you been watching?
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Not really anything. I rewatched the original 4 Batman movies.
I
But
still think Batman Returns is the best.
Yeah, it's second best for me, but
I say you're full of shit, Brad.
yeah, you're quoting it.
You did it.
Good job.
I will say,
Here.
though, that
Here's a brownie for you.
watching the 89 Batman, there is the performances in it are really great. Like, I love the scene where the Joker kills Jack Palance's character. I don't know, something about the whole, like, maniac, I don't know, everything that's how it's shot, how it's staged, I think is really cool.
That whole movie in general, like if you watch Batman Returns, like Returns feels like a polished movie on a soundstage. Like even Gotham City is really just that one town square, whereas the first one, there's like these large matte paintings and things, and
I think that's more style. But I'm a big fan of Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman
I think like the plot is so zany and bonkers, and the performances are so great. Like that's like what really shines in that movie. But I wasn't like I love the first one a lot. Like it's one of my top 5 all time.
Mm-hmm.
But there, like when you watch it too many times, you start to notice things like when the Joker takes the feather pen and stabs that guy in front of the courthouse. There's like Gotham police just standing there watching him do it. Like, what just happened? And then he gets to like turn around and do his whole big speech thing. Like, if that was real life, he would have been shot instantly.
I don't know. Because it's your favorite movies, like, I could pick apart things in Army of Darkness, but I choose just to ignore it and enjoy the movie.
But then there's things like I was telling James because he was around at the time. Then there's movies that like get worse every time we watch them, which is like growing up. Batman Forever was a lot of fun, but
it's tough now.
It's goofy as fuck.
Like it's at least a little bit close to the production design of Returns.
Mm-hmm.
But the dialogue just keeps getting worse and worse.
I think Tommy Jones is awful in that movie.
Yeah, like I get what he's doing, but again, like those two movies are Schumacher's vision of the Batman TV show updated. So, like from a production design standpoint, it's pretty admirable. But
I think it looks great.
Yeah,
Surf's up, big Kahuna.
But yeah, Jim Carrey's performance really is the only interesting thing really going on.
He's actually pretty good in that too.
Yeah,
he plays the duality of the roles really well.
And then Batman and Robin is just like, oh my god, like, did they write this script in a weekend? Because
so I rewatched him I think last year. People say that Val Kilmer's a good Batman. I think he's really boring. Do you think he's boring in it? I think he's boring.
I like him as Bruce Wayne more than I like him as Batman.
Because but in the first one, it's a revenge story. In the second one, he is
it's kind of a love story,
struggling with like finding an equal in Catwoman. If that makes sense,
yeah.
Like that's his story.
Michael Keaton's great though.
Yeah, it's good, but like for Val Kilmer, what he has to do is like, oh, I'm having memories about this book.
Yeah,
and
I think he's
Chase Meridian likes me.
I think he's just boring.
Yeah, like he doesn't have anything to do. So I don't know if it's like his fault or if it's just the script's fault.
I got to take care of this young boy who's really a young man. Why is this young man?
Because I even think George Clooney's a better
paying
Batman.
rent.
Yeah, watch that one again.
I did.
He's
Hi, Freeze.
I'm Batman. Like, wow, great delivery, buddy.
You ever watched it with the Riff Tracks version of it?
Like the only parts he's good in is when he's like consoling Alfred.
Yeah, I think he's great as Bruce Wayne.
Only when he's with Alfred. Like even when he's the Playboy, like getting interviewed by Gossip Gertie and stuff, it's just like it doesn't seem like he really understands that character, or maybe doesn't even want to be there. But anyway,
you paid enough money.
And then the last thing I watched Game Night, which is a new movie that came out this week. And that's okay. It's funny in a lot of places. I inexplicably laughed out loud, like in the theater, like a crazy person when later in the movie they're trying to track down this Fabergé egg that's in this rich guy's house, and the Game Night group. So Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams, they grew up as trivia, like they're competitive, and they met at trivia, got married, and then since then on they've always been like the pros of doing Game Night. And then, so they're trying to have a baby, and the doctor brings up, like, is there any, like, stress in your life? And it turns out that he's kind of frustrated because his brother is, like, this go-getter, super successful, like, bought stock in Panera early. And he's coming into town, and that's why he's, like, on edge. And his brother comes into town. He's like, look, we're not doing your regular, like, Scrabble game night. I just paid like a exorbitant amount of money to do this like live game thing where, you sit back and then this, it's like an escape room
or the immersive theater. Yeah.
So he's like, the FBI will be here, so just sit back and the game will just start when it starts. And then these shortly after these two guys come in and kidnap him and like go through this huge like realistic fight. So they beat up his brother, and then everyone else in the group is like, yeah, this is great. Yeah, they're just like eating snacks and stuff, and oh, that looks real, and stuff like that. And then anyway, so eventually it turns out like they realize it is real, and they have to go find this Fabergé egg at this rich guy's house. And there's a joke early on that said like, "Oh, well, rich guys pay homeless people to fight. They're called fight clubs." And they get to the house. There's a fight club going on, and the idiot of the group, he's like, "Well, I think I'm going to stay down here and watch the fight because who knows? Maybe the Fabergé egg is down here." And then at one point, the butler opens this safe on the wall that the painting was behind, and there's the Fabergé egg. So he sneaks across like the fight club like audience and gets to the safe and then grabs the egg and then turns around and the fight ends with the guy getting knocked out right in front of him. So all the rich people are staring at him and he's got the egg in his hand, and the owner of the house is like, "Excuse me, who are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm the CEO of Cyberdyne Systems." Yeah,
That's a Terminator joke for all those young folks out there.
yeah. And there's like little like nerd references like that throughout that were fun. But overall, the only like really interesting thing was for all the, like the wide shots of like when they're moving between scenes, like driving a car or something. They do a tilt shift photography effect, so it makes the houses and the cars look like pieces on a board. So I don't know if you've like looked at like Adult Swim used to do it in some of their interstitials where they show like Atlanta, and just the way that like they blurred out certain, it just made the structures look like miniatures, and so they do that in the movie, which is kind of cool. And then what's his name? I forget his character from Breaking Bad, but he like in the later seasons. He's helping out Walt, and he screws up big time. Oh, he kills that kid.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I forget his name, but he plays this...
he's in The Master, too, and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. He plays a cop. Their neighbor is a cop, and he recently got divorced.
Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons, yeah. So he's a total weirdo, and he's always, like, holding his dog Sebastian, and so every time Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams go home, he's, like, waiting by the mailbox, because he wants to, like... When he was married, they would play with them, but now that he's single, they don't want to play with him anymore because he's a huge weirdo. So he's really funny. Like, he just talks like, "So, I heard you guys are having another game night." Yep, haven't done it in a while, but then he gets like really technical about things and just like leaves sentences hanging. So that's really fun, and he has kind of a big reveal at the end, which is great. So anyway, it's fun, but it's probably something you just watch on Netflix or something.
Zach?
I didn't watch that much actually this week. I've been watching a bunch of old Star Trek on Netflix because it's there. I'm about 10 episodes into the first season, and it's just fun. I like old Star Trek a lot. I got a copy of the Psycho Legacy on. It's not on Blu-ray. It's only on DVD from Shout Factory, which is the documentary that was done on the Psycho franchise. They barely touched the first one. It's more about 2, 3, and 4
because they can't. If you get this Shout Factory or the Scream Factory Psychos, I think they break them up on each one of them. So if you get 2, 3, and 4, they have the segments on 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, really?
If I remember right, I could be wrong, but I have them all.
Yeah,
and I've seen the special features, but I'll talk about it when I get to my.
Yeah, no, I have it down there. Like it's got 2 discs, and it's got all the stuff they left out of the documentary, including one on the remake, which I might get to this week. But I mean, it's pretty well done. The guy who did it is doing the Shockwaves podcast for Blumhouse right now, and he's fun. He's a fun, interesting guy to listen to. I watched Ken Burns' The Dust Bowl, and yeah, man. I mean, it's Ken Burns. I'll watch.
You gave it 5 stars.
Yeah, because here's my review. Here's my review. It's Ken Burns, man. He can make a documentary on grass growing, and I'd watch it mainly because he'd.
So, what are the causes of the Dust Bowl, Zach? What'd you learn?
the lack of grass and the tilling of the soil and the earth.
Oh, you did learn something. I'm very proud of you.
Causing, therefore, for everything to dry up in that area, not to mention the factors of the weather, the climate of that area, and everything in the weather kind of collides together to bring up the dust storms like that. And they don't just come from like the area you're in, like they come from high up, like it's like a wind front pushing down on you. So like you can get dust from Oklahoma coming into that's a bad example, like North Dakota coming down onto Kansas, or Oklahoma pushing down into Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And
you did learn something, Zach. I'm
I
very
did.
proud of you.
I know, it's amazing. Actually, there's some. Great...
That's why Ken Burns is a great documentarian.
Yes, I learned something. Hooray! There's actually really good, cool footage of the grasshoppers eating up the fucking crops, which I was just like, shit. And my dad's doing this genealogy thing and whatnot, so we looked in my grandmother's diary, and sure enough, she recounts some of her experiences in the Dust Bowl. So she was talking about specifically the red dust. So, which was pretty interesting. But yeah, it's only 2 parts. It's about, I want to say about 5 hours, but it's pretty interesting, and it goes into a lot of, actually the very tail end is about how the fact that we're irrigating soil from from below the earth now is not good, because that reserve will dry out within the next 20 years. So we'll lose water and we'll end up in the same place all over again. And the last 5 minutes of the movie is people who lived through the Dust Bowl era going like, why would you do that, you fucking moron? So which I wish they had actually said, you fucking moron.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
By pointing his cane at you.
Like,
Listen to me, Sonny.
listen to me, you fucking jackasses. And then the last thing I watched was, I saw the 90s It.
It's garbage.
Because I had a bunch of vouchers at work and they had the DVD, and I'm like, I'm not going to get it in under any other circumstances. So I watched the whole thing, and I wrote some notes. But basically, like, the disadvantage that this has is that I saw the remake first, and I loved it.
I think the biggest disadvantage is made for TV.
Well, that's another one. But I kind of give it a weird pass on that, because when you watch it, though, it's interesting. Like, it's Tommy Lee Wallace is the director of it, and he does a good job with what he's given. The visual effects of it, like, there's a scene where I think it's Richie is going into the shower because he's afraid of going into the shower with other kids, and all the showers extend out and start trying to grab at him. But it looks like kind of like a lame-ass version of a Freddy Nightmare. But then Pennywise comes out of the drain pipe, and Tim Curry does his thing, and he's great in it.
Oh, no, Tim Curry's great.
But I do feel like the kids in this one are not as fun as the ones in the new one.
Yep, there's no New Kids on the Block references, that's for damn sure.
No, but there are some creepy moments with Ben in this one where... Because we don't really know a lot about Ben's backstory in this new one in terms of his father being dead and whatnot. But in the TV version, he's like, "Oh, my dad was shot down in Korea," and there's a thing where he's looking across the swamp entrance to the sewer, and he sees his father hanging outside of the sewer, going like, "This is my new home. We all float around here," and it's creepy in the way of, like, when I watch an old clip of something that looks creepy, like, where I'm just like, that's going to pop out of the television and just stab me, isn't it? But yeah, and it's a TV movie, so it's pretty fucking long. And also that spider's terrible. I really hope Andy does something different with the next one. But John Ritter's actually really good at it.
John Ritter. I think John Ritter's a great actor.
He's really good as old Ben, and I like Seth Green, young Seth Green in it too. I don't like the guy who plays him as an old guy though. He looks like angrier Jeff Foxworthy, which is really strange. But anyway, don't watch it.
If you're a clown in the sewer, you might be Pennywise.
No, I want to drag all the blue collar out of my head. But
if you rip off kids' arms and eat them, you might be Pennywise.
Here's your sign. But no, I mean, I actually got another miniseries that I'm going to check out next week. The V miniseries with Robert Englund. Yeah. So,
that's how I got famous.
Which funny, he's not credited on the box of that DVD, even though he's probably the most notable person in that fucking series. Because I looked at all the names, I'm like, don't know him, don't know her, don't know him, don't know her. Who the fuck is that? So anyway, that's all I watched this week.
I mean, if I had to sum up, like, the TV version of it doesn't have the right stuff.
No, it does not.
That was the New Kids on the Block reference.
I got it.
But I was amazed though. Like, there's going to be a documentary about it though, which I think sounds more interesting than what I ended up watching. But hearing Tim Curry talk about it in interviews is pretty interesting. He has fun things to say about it.
I am Pennywise. That's
He's actually
Pennywise.
You know that moment. You know the moment in the new one where they're watching the photo slides, and then Pennywise pops out.
Mm-hmm.
Their version of that in this is looking at a photo album. I think if you remember, and he starts talking as he's grabbing to a lamppost. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you all. I'm gonna murder you." And I'm like, that's the moment where I'm like, "Oh, okay, I understand why kids were scared shitless of this. It's a clown telling you he's gonna murder you." And it's great acting, but I like my Tim Curry when he's a butler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Communism was the red herring in that whole.
Yeah. Well, the butler did it.
Yes.
In one version.
In one version.
Anyway, that's all I watched this week.
I watched a documentary too. I watched the Friday the 13th Part 3 YouTube documentary.
Oh, how was it?
It was not good.
Oh.
Did Crystal Lake Memories not cover this shit?
They did. And so here's the thing, is it doesn't cover really anything new. It's more of a tribute to Richard Booker, who played Jason in that, and he passed away 4 years ago.
Yes.
So it's more of a tribute to him and how he was a stuntman. But it's not as well written, so the transitions are really bad. And it just rehashes stuff you already know. They did get a lot of the major actors, and the guy who got his eyeball popped out, he's a narrator, so it's kind of cool that way. But overall, it's not. I think it's 26, 27 minutes. It doesn't touch anything new. And I was hoping it would, because, they're talking about, this. The beginning, they talk about how they're celebrating Richard Booker's life, and they really don't get into him too much. They just talk about how he was funny and he'd be smoking like a corn cob pipe before he was killing people. So I guess that I learned that in this documentary, but it's not very well edited. But whatever.
I guess it satiates people who don't want to just spend $5 a month on Shudder.com and get the complete access.
Yeah,
to Crystal Lake Memories.
Or you can just buy the Blu-ray. I think it's like $12.
Yeah,
and it's worth it because it's 6 hours, 5 hours. Covers every. I think it's about 40 minutes for each movie.
I don't think it's as long as the Nightmare on Elm Street one, but it's so long.
It's longer.
Yeah,
Nightmare on Elm Street is 4. I have it.
It still covers a lot, but it is shorter because just Jason has more movies.
Yeah. So yeah, it's whatever. I also started. So my wife a couple weeks ago told me that I don't watch my movies more than once. So I decided that I was going to do a new series called the Scream Factory Crypt. Where I'm just going to rewatch all my Scream Factory stuff. Even if I watched it recently, I'm going to rewatch them all. And then I'm going to review them. I'm going to talk about them on the show and also post them on our website with what I think of the video transfer, the sound, the movie, and the extras. So the first one I posted was Army of Darkness, and it's really hard for me to review this movie, just like when a Spider-Man movie comes out. I already know what my favorite movie of the year is going to be, because the Spider-Man movie is going to have to be really bad for me not to at least put it in my top 2 or 3 movies of the year.
I wonder what would constitute a bad Spider-Man
I don't know
movie
yet.
for you.
I don't know yet.
Maybe we'll see it in October when Venom comes out.
That's not Spider-Man.
Okay. Unless he shows up in it. But anyway, no.
Still not Spider-Man. So on the website, I reviewed Army of Darkness, and I watched all 3 cuts this week.
Wow.
So my kid was sick, so he kept on going to bed really early. I really didn't know what to do with myself. So the theatrical cut is only 81 minutes long. So that movie is just, it moves. And the transfer's really good on it. They fixed some of the problems. Universal, their first Blu-rays, they made things really glossy. I don't know if you even picked that up. But so the Army of Darkness, their skin looked kind of waxy.
Yeah, they were talking about on the Predator, everything is waxy looking.
Yeah, so
that's not Universal though.
It's not, but it's basically the same thing. So Scream Factory went back and it made it look more like a film. Mm-hmm. So the theatrical cut looks great. The director's cut looks good, but because the director's cut also inserts stuff that was cut, there is a dip in quality sometimes. And I mean, the director's cut is 15 minutes longer. And also, if you've never seen the director's cut, it's tough. Not that it's bad, but it's edited a lot differently. So on the director's cut, Henry the Red at the end shows up at the very beginning of the fight. He doesn't come in at the very end to save the day. Mm-hmm. And the best part about the director's cut is they have a vintage commentary with just Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi, and then Ivan Raimi comes in about the graveyard scene. And I really miss Sam Raimi talking, because he's really funny. and he's so smart. And he has such great technical wisdom to give people, but he doesn't do it anymore. I mean, I mentioned last week on the Drag Me to Hell, he doesn't even show up on any of the special features. And then the international cut is a new 4K scan, and I think that's 6 minutes longer, something like that. And so that one looks the best because they went back and they did a new transfer of it.
Yeah, it's probably like 6 minutes long.
Yeah. Sorry,
I have a copy of it in my hand,
fine.
guys.
The best feature on that is they have a feature-length documentary about making of Army of Darkness, how it slowly became a popular movie, and how Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell actually spent about $4 million of their own money to finish it, and it only made back $11 million. I think it cost $20 million to make, so they didn't make their money back. Eventually, I think they probably did, but not for a while. But so yeah, it's a great. If you like the movie, you'll see a lot of different cuts of it. It's a great value. I think it's like $22 right now.
Yeah, that's what I got this one for.
Yeah, so you get 3 cuts of the movie. Actually, 4 cuts because they also have the TV version. But it's not up converted at all.
That's more like if you want to have the novelty of it. Like,
but it has different scenes in it though. It's really weird because remember back then, like if you watch Billy Madison on TV, it has different like moments in it, and same with Army of Darkness. So
right.
Alternate takes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really fun one. I'll be posting this week The Autopsy of Jane Doe, which I watched again, and that's a fun movie. It's about this dead girl that no one knows who she is shows up with Emil Hirsch and Brian Cox are morticians, and they perform an autopsy on her, and weird things start happening. Directed by the guys who did the Troll Hunters. And I also watched The Babadook again, which is a great film, if you haven't seen it.
Did you know that's their highest selling Blu-ray?
Yeah,
and it got even bigger with that meme.
Yeah,
with about
A24's biggest selling Blu-ray?
No,
Scream
Screams.
Factory.
But like there was a meme going around on the internet how the Babadook was like an LGBT friendly monster, and they saw their sales shoot up for that month.
So I don't know if you can get it anymore. I actually have the limited edition one where you open it up and the Babadook comes like out of it. And now I think they just sell it without that.
I think that limited one's gone right now.
So yeah, it's a great film. I'll put up all that stuff sometime this week.
That just reminded me I need to order the Nightbreed 3-disc version before it goes away.
It's gone.
There's still some on Amazon for like $80.
You want to spend $80 on it?
I'm gonna buy it right out from under him.
Nice. So and the last thing I watched is I watched Gotham by Gaslight, which is the new Batman animated series or animated film. It's based on an Elseworld graphic novel where it takes place in Victorian era Gotham City, and Jack the Ripper is there. And Bruce Greenwood plays Batman, and he's actually pretty good.
I think he's played him before.
Yeah, he has
on Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. So he's
that was Peter Weller.
No, he has played him before though. I forget which one. He's pretty good. The film is pretty fun. It lets Batman be a detective, which I always like. If you've read the graphic novel, for fans of the graphic novel, they do change who Jack the Ripper is, and it is kind of shocking. And it makes it I think it actually makes it a better story. It is rated R. There's lots of violence in it. They do show Jack the Ripper like murdering people, which they should. I think it deserves it. And the final fight between Jack and Batman on a Ferris wheel is really well animated, and it looks great. So the 4K stuff on that doesn't look that great.
There's a 4K version of that?
Yeah. So the 4K version of Gotham by Gaslight looks good, but I could actually I couldn't tell the difference between the two discs. So
I got the Steelbook. That's why. Okay, you didn't get the Steelbook?
No.
Okay.
So I couldn't tell the difference between the two discs at all. And I think it's just because it's the animation style. Because I mean, how much more detail can you show when it's? I mean, because in that you're not going to show like stitches and texture on clothes because it looks weird when you animate it. Did you watch it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was. I thought the twist because I didn't read the Elseworlds comic, so I didn't know it was coming. But I was telling them, a lot of it for me is just like, oh, that's cool. They interpreted this as this. Mm-hmm. So the whole time I'm thinking Jack the Ripper is going to be the Joker, and it's not.
No,
And then
that's pretty interesting.
and then I think it's Harvey Dent, and it's not.
No, they do have a lot of red herrings, and so in the Elseworlds, it's like some random dude. So I like that they changed it to make it more.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I mean he's in the comic, but so the comic's only I think 40 pages. You can get it's pretty cheap. I think you get it at Coins Cards for like $6. It's all right. I mean I like Mike Mignola's art a lot because it's really simplistic, but he draws really. I don't think he's a great artist, but I think he's a cool artist, and I think his composition's really cool. Yeah, I like Gotham by Gaslight. It was fun.
Yeah.
I still think Under the Red Hood might be my favorite, like DC animated feature. I don't know. I have to think about it.
That was I didn't expect it to be as good, but
the story's already pretty great.
But when I saw it though, like I wasn't like into DC animated stuff necessarily, but my friend and I, when we drove out to like Comic-Con, we went and saw it screened there, but like the day before the release or something. And like we watched it on their screens at the con, and like even with it not being like the best quality and whatnot, I was like, this is fucking great. Like, and John DiMaggio's playing the Joker, and he's doing a great job. Like,
yeah, he's pretty great.
Yeah, so.
I'm trying to think. I think I have like 15 animated Batman movies.
Yeah, I'm looking up a list right now.
Well, but also I'm excluding Return of the Joker, which I think's great, and Mask of the Phantasm. I'm talking about kind of like the new.
The direct to stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Gotham Knights when they came out.
Yeah.
The extended thing like came out around the time of The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Assault on Arkham was fun.
Oh, yeah, that's a fun one. Yeah, never mind. I still think Under the Red Hood might be the best one though.
Sorry, I'm still looking through.
No, I know because I'm just trying to think too. Sorry.
Year one was pretty good.
It was great podcasting. I do have the Wonder Woman one, which I haven't watched yet. I got it when Wonder Woman was in theaters because it was like $7, and I got the New Frontier because it was really cheap when Justice League came out.
I haven't seen Bad Blood or Versus Robin or Son of Robin.
I'm not a big fan of those comic series, so I think that's why I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah,
we'll see. I don't know. Then, did you see the preview for the new Suicide Squad one?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm down with Christian Slater being Deadshot. He sounds weird. You're gonna go get those guys.
I forget what it was, but something just seemed inconsistent to me from Attack on Arkham.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably get it because the first week they're out there like $12.
I'm the best shot in the criminal underworld.
That's about what he sounds like.
Stop talking like me. Oh my God, it's the Joker.
Huh. Yeah, I feel like there's the New Frontier. No, I thought it was kind of boring. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
Seems like there should be more on this list, and there's not. I don't know.
Was there 30 of them? So they just released that huge box set.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Under the Hood's probably the best one.
It's a really good one. I'm gonna send you that clip of a few more good men. The critic joke. It's Jack Nicholson, Christian Slater, and William Devane all talking to each other.
I guess I would have put like Return of the Joker and Phantasm on.
Well, if
my
you
list,
include those,
yeah.
then I mean, Return of the Joker is so dark and so awesome that I think of it as something different. And Mask of the Phantasm, I think, is a great story. Because it deals with just watching it again on Blu-ray, it deals with loss and stuff that is too deep for kids, and what. Yeah, I love that film.
And the Joker has a robot wife.
And they did announce Batman and Sub-Zero is coming out on Warner Archive as well too, and it's a fun one.
It
has Batgirl in it. It's basically. Mr. Freeze's origin story a little longer.
If they can't get her
and he fights
live action
bears.
movie together, they should give her one of these.
I think so
releases.
Too.
Yeah,
I think so too.
With a new costume and everything.
I think Batgirl Burnside's awesome.
True story with Sub-Zero. So when they had the video ads for it on the video cassettes, I thought for some reason it was coming to theaters. I asked my dad to look for it. He couldn't find it. Instead, he found Batman and Robin. So he said, "We'll take you to this Batman."
Yeah, same time probably.
Yeah.
You know what they should do is they should try to adapt one of those like long arcs into, not try to squeeze it all into one movie, but do like Dark Knight Returns did part 1 and part 2. Do like No Man's Land and like Nightfall, one of those things.
I think Nightfall would be awesome.
Yeah,
I'd love to see Long Halloween adapted.
Long Halloween would be amazing.
It's so good though. Like if you don't do that right, it's like The Killing Joke. Like you could really upset people.
Yeah.
Which it sounds like every time they go out, they do something that changes. Like I didn't realize Jack the Ripper was not. Who he is.
Yeah. I'd have to read it again, but it's like I'm pretty sure it's just some like pretty minor character.
Yeah. But those are your arcs of like No Man's Land. Actually, I think No Man's Land was like 2 years or something.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff that
maybe
there's like too much.
The Long
stuff
Halloween might be a really good one to adapt.
Oh, it'd be so good. I mean, you're basically watching it in the Dark Knight.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you deal with all the villains.
If you could get Tim Sale's artwork adapted,
yeah,
like that would be great too.
Agreed.
Sweet.
This week on Real Nerds Podcast, we went and saw Annihilation. Brad, should people go see Annihilation?
I didn't see it.
Zach, should people go see Annihilation?
Yeah. If you liked Ex Machina, I think you're gonna like this one. It's you have to go in with a very open mind. But Natalie Portman's great in it. It looks beautiful. And it had some really fun stuff near the last 20 minutes. That's pretty interesting. But we'll talk about it after the trailer. So.
I didn't see it either. I saw Game Night. So
what?
Yeah, I.
You just sat there while I described Game Night?
Yeah.
Because
I love doing that. So I went to see...
Should I pretend to be James, who saw Annihilation, and just make up his review?
Sure. I only had a certain amount of time to see it, and I missed it, and it was only playing at the Alamo at 10 in the morning on Saturday, and I got near the Alamo at like 10:05, and they're not going to let me in. And so...
Even if you're Ryan Frost from Real News Podcast.
I know. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just see Game Night. And I thought Game Night was really fun.
Wait, Saturday morning?
Yes.
What time? 11?
But I saw it at AMC because I had to see it at like 10:30. Because tomorrow me and my wife have been married for 7 years. So yesterday me and James and Brooks and Laura wanted to see that fucking 50 Shades shit. We'll talk about it next week. And so I only had a certain amount of time to see this movie, and I missed it. So I had to see Game Night, and I had lots of fun. And, there's a part in Game Night where this dude's about to kill Rachel McAdams, and she's like, please don't kill me, I have kids. He's like, with an ass like that, you don't have kids. And she's like, oh, thank you. And she does have a great ass. Like she's really cute. Like, I would never say Rachel McAdams is hot, but she's really, really cute and attractive.
I'm sure she's smart too, Ryan.
No, she is smart. Do you see how much she kicks ass at games? But yeah, no, the movie's funny. So I don't know how we're going to review this, but here's a trailer for Game Night and Annihilation.
Can you describe its form?
No.
Start from the beginning.
What do you think I do when you're away? You think I'm out in the garden pining, looking up at the sky? Why aren't you here?
I gotta leave a day early.
Your husband's here.
Let me see him.
He's extremely ill.
You have to tell me where he was, what he was doing.
It was his decision to go in. It's something they termed the Shimmer. We've sent in drones and teams of people, but nothing comes back.
But something has.
You're a biologist. You served in the military.
If I knew what happened, I could save his life.
The boundary's getting bigger, it's expanding. We're talking cities, states.
You need to know what's inside. So do I. It's beautiful.
Check this out.
It's like they're stuck in a continuous mutation.
Anything interesting in there?
No. Sharks have teeth like that. Not possible. You can't crossbreed different species. What is it?
The soldiers on the last expedition.
They went crazy, or something in here killed them. Something's come through the fence. Through the fence? We have to go back. I can't go back.
We can camp here tonight. It's destroying everything.
It's not destroying. It's making something new.
We're down to 2 teams, so for double points, what is the name of the purple Teletubby?
Tinky Winky.
You're both correct.
He always carried a
Red purse.
Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now.
Max is very competitive, as am I. It's one of the reasons I fell in love with him.
Oh, it's easy. He was Incredible Hulk.
Eric Bana.
Other one.
Mark Ruffalo.
Other one.
Lou Ferrigno.
Primal Fear.
Richard Gere never played the Incredible Hulk.
Time. Jesus Christ. Ed Norton.
Oh, Primal Fear.
Guys, what do you say we do this at my house next week?
This will be a game night to remember. Oh boy. Tonight, we're taking game night up a notch. We don't need a board and we do not need pieces.
We won't need any extra rudeness either.
Someone in this room is going to be taken.
Oh, it's a murder mystery party.
Fun.
Whoever finds the victim wins the grand prize, the keys to the Stingray.
Just the keys?
No, Ryan, the whole car.
Oh, yes! I just want to wish you the best of luck tonight. Bye. Baby, hand me those matches. I'm about to burn this door down.
You're gonna light a fire in a windowless room that we're trapped in.
Why you gotta make my idea sound stupid?
You're not gonna know what's real and what's fake.
Is this gun real?
Oh, no, Annie.
Oh, no. Oh my God, I shot you!
What the?
I've always enjoyed the camaraderie of good friends. Often we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
Oh, because your wife left you.
Oh, shit. So we'll take a little bath. Oh, it's so much worse. Okay. I have one idea. It's so crazy, it just might work.
You're gonna crash the car into the plane like Liam Neeson in Taken 3?
He did that in Taken 3, huh?
You missed it.
Thanks, baby.
This is instructions on how to remove a bullet. It didn't have rubbing alcohol, so I got you this lovely shard.
Good idea. Way to pivot. What is helpful in country living?
Oh, that's for later. There's a corn chowder recipe. It looks really good.
Oh,
you love corn
sweet.
chowder,
I do.
huh?
Yeah.
Let's cheer
Thank
you
you.
up.
I just thought it'd be really weird to have both of those on.
That is weird. Yeah, so I'm James, and yeah, Annihilation was right up my alley. It's like Arrival for me, and
Which
you
is
know,
like
not everyone's gonna get it, so you know, that's just.
But luckily, you're so smart.
I'm too like it. Just I'm such a smart person. This is a movie for smart people. So, and I know a lot about writing and film. So this really
and there's
addresses
crocodiles
those.
in it or something.
Yeah. The only thing that would have made this movie better was if there was a shark in it. So that's the only. Yeah, it's an A- instead of an A+ because no sharks.
Well, you know, can't win them all.
So yeah, everyone should go see Annihilation, right, Zach?
I'm weird. It's weird. I've never been put in this position before. So yeah, there's been a lot of like shit going around this film for the past couple of months. I guess from everything from Paramount saying it's too intellectual to fans of the book going they're fucking around with the book. And I went in not knowing a goddamn thing. I was just like, it's from the director of Ex Machina. It's got Natalie Portman and Oscar Isaacs.
Yeah, I watched Ex Machina this week in 4K. Oh my god,
I would imagine that looks amazing.
It looks amazing, and that movie is great.
Seamless.
So I was really sad that I didn't see this because I think the director is super talented, and even the scripts he writes are really smart.
Mm-hmm.
And that controversy about him not understanding the book. If you read an interview with Alex Garland, he says he only read the first book and he adapted the first book, so he has no idea what happened after.
Because that's all he had at the time was the first manuscript. Yeah. He didn't even just have the book; he had the manuscript for it. Yep. So I don't want to spoil it for you or you because I think you guys will enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it.
But so without spoiler, but like the setup is Natalie Portman's husband, played by Oscar Isaac.
Oh wait, that's A Wrinkle in Time.
Natalie Portman's husband, Poe Dameron, it comes back from the Star Wars and he's all disheveled. No, he comes back from a mission. He's like very despondent.
Was he like, man, those wars are hard. And she's like, well, I died in them, so don't talk to me about hard Star Wars.
So
hard, Poe.
You're going down a path.
I just got all my friends killed. Yeah, well, I died of a broken heart, so.
Now, Poe, we will discuss a new treaty.
I was saying, look what just got shipped. Your package of basket case.
Yes, there we go. So anyway, like he comes back from a mission, like a top secret mission. He's feeling despondent. We don't know why. Suddenly he passes out. They're trying to take him to the hospital, and then suddenly government agents kidnap him and Natalie Portman. And Natalie Portman, through circumstances, finds out that her husband went into this place called the Shimmer, which is like basically a bubble that's surrounding a swamp area near a lake house, or near a lighthouse, sorry. And so anyone who goes in doesn't come out, or they come out mad, in the case of Oscar Isaac.
Is this a metaphor for the South?
I don't know. It's an interesting thought. So she, along with a team of other scientists, which include Tessa Thompson, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and another person that I do not remember, go into the Shimmer to investigate it, all for their own personal reasons, but mainly just to gather the data. As you go through the Shimmer, like it starts off like and this isn't really a spoiler, they go in, and then the next moment it blacks out, and they wake up and they find that their provisions are gone for about 4 days worth of provisions. You realize that like they've been experiencing something for a certain amount of days, but they don't remember it. So the Shimmer inside of it fucks with your mind, and on top of that, it's causing the creatures around them to evolve into different types of animals. So what happens is they keep going further, just a lot of shit kind of like engulfs their minds and makes them start to question why they would come in here, what their basis fears are, and like what is their damage, and like why are they trying to fix it. And I think that, again, without giving anything away, the way he handles it is not, I wouldn't call it intellectual. I'd call it the way Alex Garland referred to it, which was intuitive. If you go in with an open mind, you're going to read. It almost feels like a Rorschach test to some degree. Like you're going to read something out of it that maybe the person next to you won't. That being said, though, like there's a central theme around it of, trying to stay human amidst this Shimmer. The last 20 minutes of this film are some of the most mind-bending use of CGI I've ever seen for a sci-fi film, without the context of like a space battle or a hobbit going up a mountain, with a golem chasing him. Like, it's hard to describe it without spoiling it, but I will just tell you that, like going into it and then kind of walking out, it feels like a trip. There's even moments of it that maybe reminded me of a Kubrick film, but they don't shove it in my face like a Kubrick film. Because he doesn't like overwhelm you with that.
Because War Room's not for fighting.
No fighting in it, exactly. And I think that his palette's amazing visually. Like some of the stuff inside the Shimmer, it almost feels like it's out of focus at first, but then you realize it's just that's the way he wanted the production design palette to look. It almost looks like a painting come to life. And it's amazing. Like it is. he's right. It's meant to be seen on a big screen. Like I feel bad for people who have to watch it for the first time on Netflix because that's gonna suck.
I don't watch stuff on Netflix.
Well, if you're not in the UK, so
and by
and also that's a lie. I know you have a Netflix account,
I do, but I mean, like, if I have a chance to get a physical copy, I will.
No, absolutely. Well, I mean, and actually on your 4K, it'll look amazing if what you said about 4K is correct, like with the colors and stuff. Which
why did I lie about that?
Why would you? Why would you? You know, exactly. Do you have a reason?
I don't.
So no, yeah, I get it. It's not going to do well. It's gonna it only made 11 million this week. It's going to be out of theaters within the next week. So if you're going to go now. If you're done seeing Black Panther for the 5th time, which I get it, Black Panther's amazing, but this is also something that you might not want to miss either. So.
Yeah, Game Night's awesome. So, like the directors for Game Night do really clever stuff. You know, the game piece stuff, but also like whenever their neighbor, what's his name, Daryl? I forget Gary. Whenever Gary is holding Sebastian, his dog, it like the camera slowly zooms in on him, and it's just he tells these like really funny stories, and they'll get in like fucking RoboCop. What's wrong with that guy? And it's just, and there's so many. Well, I think I like this movie so much. There's so many like little throwaway stuff that it's really hard to pick up. So they go see a fertility doctor, and they're talking about why maybe Jason Bateman's character is stressed out, and his brother Brooks is like, you know, the superstar. He invested in Panera Bread. The Fiji apple salad was his idea. And she's like, "Oh, really? Is he single?" Like the doctor starts like trying to pick him up. She's like, "I'm on a trial separation," and they just start talking about. It's really funny.
It comes back at the end.
Yeah, and it comes back at the end when Rachel McAdams is yelling at all those dudes to get on their knees.
Yeah, she's like putting a gun in her mouth.
Yeah, she puts a gun in her mouth, and it's totally like so funny.
She's like doing karaoke with it.
And it's like, we want us to reach it up and lay down. We can't possibly do that.
Okay, well, do the yoga pose.
Yeah.
It's like downward baby or something. Or...
Yeah, and the dumb dude, the Fabergé guy, he's like so funny in it. I can't remember what he says in it half the time.
Yeah,
but it's really stupid and really funny.
He's always bringing like vapid, like hot chicks to the game nights,
Yeah.
and then he brings like a real.
When he's like, they're trying to pay off like the organizer of Game Night, and so he's like sliding like a $10 bill, and then he slides like a $5 bill.
Maybe this will change your mind.
Yeah, and his date's like, it doesn't matter if you do it slower, she's not going to change your fucking mind.
Do you have $100 in there?
No, I have 17.
Do you have $100?
It's funny. Like the movie's really funny. Actually, I was pleasantly surprised because I thought the trailers were pretty generic. But I heard really good things about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what, fuck it. Who cares? Because it's either that or I don't even know what else was playing.
Annihilation.
Yeah. But Annihilation, I missed it and I was pissed. But I had a good time except for the old dude next to me who kept on saying that the British lady or the Irish lady that the guy brought, oh, she's part of it. He kept on saying it throughout the whole movie. She's part of it. Out loud. She's part of it. Spoilers, she's not. She's part of it though, and I think in my next dog I'm gonna name Sebastian because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
When he gets all the blood all over him, and Jason Bateman tries to clean him off. He's like,
and
"That just made it worse." And then the dog
shakes.
and sprays blood everywhere. Yeah, that movie's pretty funny. It's well done.
Yeah. Nice.
God, I love Rachel McAdams. Like, I think I fell in love with her in this movie. I don't know what it's about her in this movie because she's super competitive, and I am too. And I like that she loves board games. like throwaway jokes. They go to his brother's house, and he's like, "Yeah, we brought Scrabble and all stuff." And he takes them, and he just throws them. He's like, "Okay, you just told me you don't have to throw them. That's a little unnecessary."
Oh, and then the one couple who, it's not my favorite joke, but they drag it through the whole movie where they do the "Never Have You Ever" drinking game.
Yeah.
And then the one guy, she's like, "Yeah, I slept with a celebrity," and then the whole flashback that it was Denzel Washington. And at first I was like, "Oh, they're trying to be Denzel Washington," and then halfway through the story I figure out like, "Oh, I get where they're going with this. It's a guy who looks like him," and she thought he was him.
Thought it was Denzel. But there's also a funny running joke where they hit glass tables and they don't break.
Man, rich people or was it? Man, glass tables are doing something weird tonight.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. And there's that really creative shot too where they had the Fabergé egg and they're throwing it through the house and it's just one continuous. I mean, obviously there's cuts in it, but It's fun.
Yeah.
It's well done.
It's funny because the rich people actually had a fight club.
Yep. Is it a fight club? No, it's not a fight club. And his face when he goes downstairs, like, oh! No, I'm just going to stay here in the fight club. It could be around here. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, let's go see Game Night. It's fun.
It's fun.
Sweet. I got a whole week off, so I'm going to go try to do
go see it.
Going to try to do a movie a day.
Nice.
At the end when he said, like, no, this is all part of the game, too. And I was like, that guy just got sucked through a jet engine. How is this part of it, too?
Yeah. The guy who told Rachel McAdams she has an ace ass.
Yeah. Also, I went with Jason. He said there was a guy named Bill at the game night that just disappeared throughout the movie. I can't remember.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Like he was in the early. Oh, was it the friend early on when she's at like the Geeks Who Drink pub quiz thing? She's with that one guy.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like in a couple flashbacks, and then he's just disappears.
Just gone. Maybe because he was like
aged out or
Rachel McAdams' boyfriend or something.
Oh,
and he kind of like hung around and then
too long. Yeah.
And then because he doesn't show up after he gets she's proposed to.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that's who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to that guy?
Didn't get Rachel McAdams. Yeah, it's when they do charades to drop the box on that dude and they turn it on and it's like
then it falls off and doesn't even break.
Yeah, it's funny. Are you gonna do what he did in Taken 3? That's in Taken 3. It just goes right underneath it.
Into the plane.
Yeah. Good stuff. I love Jason Bateman. He's good at playing those characters.
And they go through the whole like pull the bullet out of my arm and then they flip it over. It's like, oh, exit wound.
Just make a small incision. And she cuts down the length of his arm.
What are you doing? That's huge.
See? It's funnier than you remember it, huh?
Oh, there it is. No, that's bone.
That is bone.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yep. So we'll see you next week.
I think it's Red Sparrow.
Yeah.
Or what else comes out? There's some other movie that comes out.
Didn't Red Sparrow come out this week?
No, it's next week. Hang on, Real Nerds listeners. Here's some great.
While we wait for you guys, I'll just promote that I finally posted my Jean-Claude Van Johnson interview, and no one fucking said anything about it.
Death Wish.
I'm my dude. Well, I'm gonna go to a bunch of stuff this week anyway, so. If you guys don't see it, I'll let you know what Death Wish is like.
Next week, of course, is the Hurricane Heist.
Oh, shit. Are we going to make it rain that week? Can we please?
No, I kind of want to see The Strangers, too. But
well, we can. We got to make it rain for all the poor people who need to be redistributed wealth with the hurricane. I hope that's what happens.
So, yeah. Check out my interview.
Yeah. I would. My car's in the shop because I haven't been able to listen to podcasts. My battery died, and then I hooked up my work car to it, and it blew out fuses. So. Until next week, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Drafthouse in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.